Awesome. I see that. Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, let's go ahead and start, I assume. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining. It's 3 p.m. today, and my name is Hema Krishnamurthy. I'm a manager here at JCIT's Digital Codes unit. And this is the series of training session that the web team, Peter and Kiran, are planning to do for you. This is the first among the series. Just few housekeeping things. Kiran might have muted all of your mics. If you have any questions, this is a 1 hour training. We will be recording this training and we will be sending this over to you so that you can share with your teammates. And, all of your mics have been muted. So if you have any questions during the time of the if you have any questions during the training, please put that in the chat. Peter and Kiran, one of them will be monitoring and they will be making sure your questions are answered. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Kiran and Peter, and they will be starting the training here. Thank you. Go ahead, Kiran.
Thank you, Hema. Hi, everyone. My name is Kiranmay Acharya, and I'm the Business Systems Analyst for Web Services team. And I will be presenting and showing you the demo for today's training. I have Peter with me. Peter.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have previously run these trainings in the past, and we haven't done one for a while, so I expect to see a number of new faces here. But yeah, very happy to have everyone here. And yeah, my name is Peter Clark, and I'm a senior analyst on the team. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces, so hopefully people recognize me as well. And yeah, if you do have any questions, I'm going to be monitoring the chat. So go ahead and ask questions, and I'll pass them to Kieran when we have a chance. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Peter. I'm going to be starting, and I see that a lot of people are still joining. But let's just start. It's a 1 hour long training, and it's going to be a lot of information. So I just want to make sure that I cover them all. Today's, well, when I started, working with web services, I kind of realized that the most easiest part while I was getting trained in Drupal was how easy it was to understand. So I'm really looking forward to, sharing my knowledge with you all. Our agenda today is to cover a brief overview of our Drupal websites, why we created those websites, and not why, but how the look and feel is and how we decided on it. I will be switching between the presentation and the demo on our model site. Our model site is called El Condado. And I'll also be briefly touching upon the content types and how to create landing pages, sub-pages, and how to add fields like body, accordions, and how to add media items, how we create news, and how do we create alerts. And all that will be covered in today's training. And in between, I have a couple of training exercises for you guys. So hopefully you all will be participating in that, and it'll be like a quick brain tickler. So let's start. Just to give a quick overview on our goal. When we started this project and throughout of this project, our goal has always been to deliver a secure, mobile friendly and accessible web platform that empowers our trial code to manage their websites with long-term support and improvements from the Judicial Council. When you look at the trial codes which have been migrated by our team, you will find that the look and feel and the information architecture is pretty consistent. The data supports the importance of keeping the featured links and the top navigation consistent. So, for example, one of our top rated pages which have been highly ranked across trial codes is like jury services and traffic, and that's because the visitors find that the websites are familiar, they know where to go, it's easy to navigate across trial codes, and that's why we have a common based information architecture, and that's why we recommend that the colors and the links and the navigation menus remain consistent across trial codes. To start with, how do we log in? when on our course website, right? So it's very simple. You go to your course website and you put a /user, and that's how, and then it'll show you, a login screen where you can put in your credentials and your password, and then you can enter. And all that we are going to see in our demo, but I just wanted to start with that. There are roles and permissions. So, trial court users have been assigned either a manager role or an editor role. While both role involves managing content within Drupal, the manager role typically has broader administrative privileges. While the editor role is more focused on content creation and editing tasks. So the specific permissions and responsibilities associated with each role, it can be customized and it can be adjusted, but however, we have kept it like consistent across trial codes, so that it's easier to just manage. What are landing pages? So landing pages are pages that help group subpages that kind of directs users to more specific information. For example, you see a yellow bar here, general information. This is a landing page, and everything underneath it, for example, hours, news and events, location, contact info, all these are subpages. And what are subpages? Subpages are pages that give very specific information. For example, court holidays is a subpage under general info. You basically have all the content in there regarding court holidays, right? So when I do the demo, when I kind of go through the how to create those, I will be showcasing you to how to add body, field, accordions, action lists, cards or tiles, and how to add iframe. Next, also, we will be covering media library. For example, how to add, edit, or delete media items, for example, images, videos, or files. So we will be also going through that today. So let me go back to this is our model site. This is where I'm going to be showcasing you the demo. This is our URL. This URL is going to be shared with you all. So, and it has all the information, how to guides, training guides, and everything. But to start with, how do I log in? I put the URL and then I add user. This is how the login screen is going to look. I'm going to be using an editor role because that's the most common role among the, all the trial codes. So I'm going to be using that. Let me find my password for this one. Here we go. So that's how I log in. And once I log in, this is how it's going to look, right? So to start with, how do I add landing page? This is where I can see all my information, like what's my username. I go to manage, and then that's how this toolbar kind of pops up. You go to content, and then add content, and this is where you can see all the content types which you can add. So I'm going to be showcasing landing page for you guys. So I'm going to be adding landing page. Here is the main title. This is the title which you would be giving to a landing page or a sub page. So let's just say I give demo landing page. So one of the components is hero. Hero is kind of like a bar which is spread across the page. It's like a small, either blue. So the landing pages will have a blue bar across the page, and sub pages will have gray. The names can be similar to what the title is, or it can be different as well. Once you add the hero variant, there are also different kinds of variants, a couple of them for hero. One where you can actually add and aside information, and one which kind of runs across, the bar, which I was talking about. So once I add that, I can add a little bit of information here. Let's just say lead text here. And then once I save it, this is how it's going to look, right? So this is the demo landing page and lead text here. How do I go and add more information? usually when we create landing pages for trial codes, we like to, as I said, it helps group sub pages, right? So the best way to kind of organize those sub pages is by adding cards, and we are going to talk about these cards when I try to create sub pages. So this is something which you can do in landing pages. Let's go to creating subpages. You do the same thing. You go to content, go to add content, and then you create a subpage. It's the same thing. First, you have to provide the title and then the hero title or heading. You can also provide a certain information if there is a very little information which you want to provide your or you want the users to see, which is like right there when they kind of visit the page. You can also do that. You can use maybe, I don't know, contact us, and you can provide your information of phone or those kind of information. We can do that here. So this is how it's going to look. I'll save it. So this is how the aside content is going to look. Now let's start adding field types, right? So we'll start with body, adding body field type. This is a general heading which you have to give. Say, for example, if I do body heading, again, there is a lead text here. You can provide any kind of information. The font is different for the lead and for the text. So it kind of, you want users to pay extra attention to certain information. You can always put it on the lead part. We also have a site information. Again, you can do related links, or again, you can provide address, or you can do certain links or certain pages if you want it on the user to just, kind of direct or once they read the information in the body. So for example, site links here, okay. Then here I can provide body text. So this is a WYSIWYG editor. It has a lot of tools available here. The usual, the body, italics, superscript, remove formatting, and then, we have paragraph formats, we have headings. So let's start with a heading. This is how the heading is going to look. This is the heading 2. If you want to see heading 3. So you can provide all the different kinds of headings here. It's always recommended to start with a heading 2 if you have if you want to provide content. And when we save it, this is how it's going to look. This is the body heading, this is the lead text, and this is the paragraph heading 2, right? So that's how you can provide body content. Let's try creating an accordion. Accordion is the first one in this drop down. So you click on accordions. Maybe you can do general info or accordion heading. Again, you can provide some lead text here. If you do have it, it's optional, it's not required. You have these 2 toggle buttons here. Collapse first accordion item. We usually like to do it, otherwise by default, it's the first accordion item is expanded. And then we can provide the accordion heading. And we can do some text maybe here to see. Lorem ipsum. And this is how you add accordions. If I save it, that's how it's going to showcase. This is the accordions. To edit it, I have to edit again. And now let's add some cards, right? To add, maybe if you want like series of cards. There are card variants here. The default is bordered on white. That's what we usually like to choose, but you can go with the base lightest or even random. So if you choose the random ones, it will not be ordered alphabetically. Provide heading, card heading, the text. So we do have different card variants. These are called cards or tiles. One is a CTA. That's the most commonly used one. We also have borderless. You must have seen these on your home pages. It's usually under services. And then this is the hover. The hover one has a capability to be like a clickable card. So the whole card is clickable. So let's start with the borderless or maybe hover. Let's try hover. You can also provide how many columns of cards do you need? Maybe 1, 50, 50, 3, or 4. This is brow. We hardly use brow, but then if you do have any information which you want to provide in the brow section, you can. Have to provide text. Next to maybe a little bit lesser text. Okay, so the buttons. Here, the URL is the link. You can provide either an external link, say, for example, if you want to link it to maybe courts.ca.gov or maybe a YouTube link or maybe a document or even into an internal page. For example, I want this card to redirect users to a small claims subpage. So the URL is designed in a way that it kind of shows you all the subpages which have been already created, and it can also show you the media items here. So it does have that capability. So you click on small claims, you give us link text. And then maybe you can add one more since we did 50-50. It's a 2-column. Provide row 2, card heading 2, a little bit of more text. And the same thing, maybe I want the user to go to a citations page. So I gave him my citations, more information. If I save it, this is how my card is going to look, right? And when I click on it, it will take me to the small claims page. So you can be creative and use these card variants. And we also have an option to add images in the cards now. So when you go to cards and then you can add the images to the same card, or you can create a new card variant. But maybe you can go add media, and there are certain images which are already available in this website, but you can add images by going into, you can add a new one too. Just click on anything, maybe test image. These categories have been provided when we were building the trial codes or your trial code, maybe your code website, sorry. So these have already been kind of pre-populated. So add into general category and then save and insert. We're going to add an image to the next one as well. Go to the add media. I'm going to choose another file. Give it another name. Select the category and then save and insert. Once I save it, this is how my card with images is going to look. The next part I wanted to cover was how to add iframes. And I know that this was a very burning request when we did the survey. How you can add iframe is you need to have an embed code, whether it's a YouTube video embed code or any other You just need the code on Frizz. So what you do is you click on the drop down and you click on add iframe. You can either iframe it, and then I have a YouTube video embed code, so I'm going to use that as an example. You add it here, and once you save it, oops, there you go. Took a little bit of time, but it did pop up. So that's how it's going to look. So this is how you embed anything. If you want to embed a, a calendar, you can do that too. That's usually how it's used. Or you can also embed things on your body text. So for example, here you can actually embed a lot of things too in the source code. I think that's, oh, another thing, action lists. Wanted to do action lists. Action lists are usually, the use cases for them is, I think, to display jobs or job requirements under jobs, but you can use them for any other thing as well. They're a good source to showcase information very, in a stacked manner. Say, for example, I want to do heading, adding, oops. Sorry about that. You do heading 1. You can give a brief text here. Action list text. And here, again, the same thing. It's a URL. So you can either maybe assign a PDF item or a page if you want the user to access that page. Let's try if we have any PDFs. So we do have certain PDFs here. I'm going to attach this. And maybe I should say download. Another one. Heading, action list item 2. Text here. Then let's see if I have any more PDF items. Let's do this and then download. Once I do that, click on save. And you can see this, right? So this is how you can use action lists as well. Let's get to media items, right? How do we add media items? So there are 2 ways to add media items, one through on a page level and one through media library. So let me show you guys first through at the page level. If I click on edit on the body, and if I want to add media item here, what you do is you select that word and then you click on this link. You click on media library. If you already have that file, you go to file. If you already have this the file in the system, you kind of can look through here. If you go to the next page, and you can go to the next page as well. Otherwise, if it's a new media file, what you have to do is choose file. Pretty straightforward. Maybe I can do Supreme Court webinar. And you have to give a description here, test file. Again, the categories are very specific to your course. You can say general. I'm going to select general and then save and insert. So here you will be able to see this is how a file would look like. Like it has a small icon here. If you want to add an image, you can go to this media icon here in the WYSIWYG editor. You click that. And then again, you can either choose to have an existing image item, which is already there, or you can add a new one by choosing you know, pictures here. You can give it a name, image 2, give it a category, general, and then save and insert. Once you save it, you'll see that this is how it looks. You can do add media items, and this is how it's going to look in the images. Another thing when we are creating subpages are buttons, right? So a lot of times we want maybe a jury portal or just a web form. So we want to showcase it as a button. We have 3 kinds of buttons. One is a primary, secondary, and a CTA button. So I'm going to show you all 3 of them here. So let's just say this is button 1, button 2, and button 3, right? So button 1 is, it's for what you have to do is first you have to go and link it. So primary buttons are usually the buttons which are for internal pages or anything which is like, which has a domain name .ca.gov. So for example, if I want to go to traffic, I want users to go to traffic. There is a certain form which I want them to access there. I can save it here. And under styles, you will see that I now get an option to style it as a primary or a secondary or a CTA button. So I'm going to go, I'm going to click on primary button, and that's what pops up, right? So if you want to give, say, for example, if you want to go and give any other website, maybe, I don't know, OC courts, maybe another court. Save it, and then kind of gives secondary button. Even if you assign it a primary button, it'll still show up as a secondary button because the Drupal system kind of identifies that it's not an internal page or it's not a .ca.gov domain. Another one is a CTA button. That's pretty much used if you have any PDFs or any files which you want to attach, but you can also do it for pages. So for example, if I want to attach this file, I go back here again, and then I do CTA link, and that's how it's going to appear. So I save it. And this is how it's going to show up. So we know that anything, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but anything which is like has a box and an arrow, it tells that it's a external button. This is the primary button, and this is the CTA button. Let me show you how to add links on the aside as well. So if we have, say, for example, link 1, link 2, or link 3, and we want to do the same thing here as well. We want to say divisions. This is my internal page. And I want to assign a media item here. So I go to file and I say, this is what I want to do. I want to assign a file. And in this one, I want to assign another outside page. Let me find that for you guys. Maybe a video. Oops, sorry.
Karen, I just want to flag that we have a question. Can you resize an image? And if yes, how?
Oh,
so we
for
can
sure.
maybe go through that. Also, I do want to note that there is a question about search and accordion items, I believe from Alameda. Sam, I might have to get back to you on that question.
Yeah. I was doing an external link. Okay, sorry, my bad. I'll get to that answer. Just give me 1 second with the media items, right? So you can do, I don't know, HTTPS, dmv.ca.gov, save. I save it, and then I save it here. This is how it's going to look, right? This is an internal link. This is a PDF. This tells me that this is a document, and this is an external link. Now let's go back to image resizing. We do have an option. You can edit the media. When you click on a particular media item, which is on the page, you can click edit media, and there is a display container size, right? So you can actually resize it to 25% and then save it. This might not be a better example, but this is, I don't know whether you can see the difference, but it has gone down on the size. Peter, is it visible? But that's how you can resize the media item. Another way of adding or replacing actually media item is through media library. Unfortunately, you cannot replace a media item on the page level. We are working on that. But on the media library, you have to go to content, media, and then go to media library. And then if you want, it will be shown either in a grid format, and if you prefer a table format, you can click on the table format, and then you can click on edit. Right. Say for images, especially if it's a JPG image, it needs to be replaced with a .jpg image, right? And if it's in PNG, it needs to be replaced with a PNG. So you can choose a file here, and then let me see, where was it? Is it this one? Yeah, you can choose this one, and you can save, and it should be able to replace your media item. It's the same process for a PDF as well. You click edit, and then you choose the file, and you replace that file with the most recent one, right? I don't know where I have it. Let's just see if we can. I think it's not going to allow me. Let's see. There you go. So it's replaced. So
And Karen,
those.
we may want to answer the question also, can you open a link in a new tab?
Can I open a link in the new tab?
Or can you change link behavior so that it opens in a new tab?
I think the PDFs kind of open on the new tab. Let external links kind of open in the new tab as well.
That should be the default, right?
Yes, that is the default. Yes. And but when you go to an internal link, that's going to open in the same page. Does that answer the question? Yes. Okay. So that's our default behavior for all the links. Should we go ahead and do a little bit of a training exercise? Oh, published versus unpublished. Sorry, I didn't cover this one. Sorry, let me go back to this one. These pages are actually in draft mode. Currently, I haven't published them. So how do we publish, and what's the difference between published and unpublished? Published are the pages which the visitors can see in your website, and see and interact with. Unpublished are pages which are in draft mode, which is not visible to visitors, and they can only be accessed by the content editors who edit the page. So how do we publish it, right? So we have an option to publish it here. You change it to published, and again, we have a revision log here. You can also add some notes if you want to add. And again, this is a sub page. So how do you assign it to a landing page, or how do you assign it? It's in the menu settings. So you basically click on menu settings, you provide a menu link, and then the menu link title is pretty much the same as the title. And you can give a description if you want to. It's usually visible when you are hovering over the menu link. And then here you can define which page exactly, which landing page do you want to assign it to. Say, for example, I want to assign it to a self-help model landing page. So when I click here and I save it, it should now be visible under self-help model. Can you see here? It's the demos subpage right here. This is how our landing pages look on all the trial code websites. Either it has a little bit of content and then the cards and then content again. So it's kind of like depends upon the court and how they want to design their landing pages. All right, so I want to do a little small training exercise. I understand there was a lot of information which went through that, a little bit of, how to create a body and everything. But this is an image, and I was wondering if you guys can tell me what number one is. Is it a title? Is it a hero title, or is it a body heading? If you don't mind putting your answers in the chat, that'll be great. But let's just see like how much of it um, where you guys were able to grasp. Perfect, yay. I think we got a lot of it. Perfect. Yes, it is a hero title, and the giveaway was of course the bar, but yeah, it is a hero title. This is our next one. What kind of link do you guys think it is? It's a button. Is it a primary, secondary, or CTA? Secondary button. Perfect. Sounds good. I feel like, Peter, we should keep the color. It's easier to identify. All right, sounds good. Yes, it is a secondary button. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Which links out of this number 3 do you think goes to a page? And it can be more than one answer, but which one do you guys think is the page? Is it fee schedule, judicial council forms, local rules? Where can I file? It can be more than one. Perfect. I guess you guys got it. Perfect. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. All right, moving on to the next one. Alerts. This is our next content type, alerts. Alert banner provides you site-wide alert messages and announcements. These are the things which you probably would have noticed on your home pages. We have two kinds of alerts. One is a site-wide alert. Again, site-wide alert is something which can be displayed on either all the pages or specific pages or home page. You can choose where you want to publish it. And the next one is body text alerts. Body text alerts are highlighted within the subpage. You can add it and you can highlight any information which you need users to be aware of. And most often we have seen domestic violence is the page where content editors choose to display body text alerts. So let's get back on our site and see how we can create alerts. It's the same place. You go to content, you can add content, and then alert. You create alert here, and you can give a alert heading, a little bit of content here, maybe whatever information you want to share. And you have 3 or 4 alert types here. Kind of tells you what kind of alert it is. Say, for example, if you want to just share information or just want to share some announcement, which is like a successful announcement or whatever. And then whether you want to have, say, for example, court is closed, so you probably want users to just look at it at that alert. Info is blue, success is green, warning is amber, and error is in red. So you can choose how you want to display your, based on the kind of alert it is. You can choose the alert type. So let's try warning. We do have a toggle here as show close button. What it does is there is a close button when you publish the alerts or announcements, and it has a close button on the extreme right end of it. We don't recommend switching it on, because what it does is when you switch, like when the user or the visitor of the website closes that alert, they may not be able to see alerts, old or new, for the next 7 days, right? So maybe they might miss out on some announcements which you have posted maybe the next day or the day after. So we don't recommend this. We usually ask users to, um, you know, keep it toggled off. Front page only, what it does is it only publishes the alerts on homepage. It doesn't publish it anywhere else. So if you just want the alert to be visible on homepage, you toggle this on. Or you can also do specific pages. So what you have to do is, all you have to do is like type in a page name. So for example, if you do traffic, or if you want to do like restraining orders, these are the sub pages which will be visible, in here. So for example, if you want to do just traffic, or you can add, even there are nested pages under traffic subpage, you can also add in that here, and you can keep adding the items or the pages here if you want the information to be available only on those pages. But if you want the alert to be published throughout all through your website, it should be available on all the pages. You just leave it alone. You don't mention any specific pages. You just don't toggle this on. You go to save as published to publish it, and then you save it. What it will do is when you click on, it'll show you that it's been created. You go to home page, it should be there. And you go to, any of the sub pages, it should all be there. And if you want to edit it and you say, no, I changed my mind, it should only be visible on home page. What you do is you click on content, and then you see all the list of pages which have been which are in your website, right? So you look for your alert. You can also filter it down by the content type available here. So if you want just alerts to be visible, you click on alerts, and then you filter, and then you can only see alerts here, right? Go into edit, and should open up the page, and then you say, no, I just want it to be visible on home page, right? So I toggle this on, and then I save it again. And it'll give you that it's been updated. And when you click on this one, it should be only visible on home pages. So if you go to, say, for example, tentative ruling, it's still there. This is a glitchy one, but it should be. We have a fix for this, and it's been rolled out. So I don't know why it's not visible, but maybe it's a good point where I can go to version control and see whether it's been changed. So I go to edit again. It's front page only. When I go to revisions, it says current revision. Oh. All right, let's see one more time. Maybe go here. Nope, it's visible. Okay, that's a glitchy one, but we have to work on it. So that's alerts. Next content type is going to be our news items, right? How to create news items. News items pages are for articles and updates, and can be categorized into like press releases, notices, articles, standing orders. How do we create news pages? Again, we go back to content, add content, and then you create news. Here you can provide what type of news it is. Is it whether it's a court update, news releases, public notices. Again, these has been defined for you guys when the site was being built. So say, for example, if it's a court update, you do test news item. Say the publication date is today's, and you just provide maybe a little bit of blurb here. In text and share, you go and you publish it, and then you save it. What it's going to do is it's going to showcase you that it's been updated, it's been created. Where you can see it is on your homepage. We have a section for news items. So under news updates and notices. So here it is. We have, we've created a news item today. So the most recent one is going to be shown at the very beginning. When you go to more news, you can also see it as like a listing. So this is how you will be creating news items. All right. Another quick training exercise, since we've been through landing pages, subpages, news items, and um, alerts. I just wanted to, put in this scenario for you guys. If you want to create a section on the website where the public can access, local court forms or rulings or a calendar to see the events for the month, what content types or field types would you use to create that page? Again, you can put it in the chat, your answers, whatever you guys think. There's no wrong answer here, but anything which you might want to maybe be creative and see what you guys want to be using it. Jay, I'm looking at while you guys are responding to that training exercise, Jay, I see your chat. It says, I always rebuild cache after creating an alert for it to show up on homepage. So we recently actually, the release notes are not out yet, but we recently deployed a fix where you don't have to rebuild cache and you don't have to do this. I'm not sure why it's not working. So maybe there is something which we need to go back to. But then since then, we haven't had our, courts coming back to us and saying that we have to rebuild cache every time. So it'll be great if maybe whenever you're doing it next, or whenever you're trying to create an alert next, don't do rebuild cache and let us know if it worked. I see someone's hand up. Hi, Sam.
So I believe Sam had a question about the accordions and if accordion content shows up in search. I have done some tests and it does seem to, but in general, we actually have a project upcoming where we are going to revamp and drastically improve search results. So if search isn't acting as you expect it to right now, we definitely understand, and that's something that we're working on very soon.
Perfect. Thank you, Peter. You guys have any answers to this one? And do you guys think what content type and field types are you going to use to create a section where people can access local courts, rulings, or calendars? I got one. Thank you, Sam. Landing page and then the subpage for court forms and rulings, etc. That's great. Perfect. Yep. Create a landing page, subpage for court. And then I did not show it, but then in the WYSIWYG editor for on a subpage, when you're using body field type, you can also add in tables. There is an option to add tables. You can add rows, columns, and you can be creative with, either your forms, or you can use action lists to display your forms if it's not a lot. But yeah, definitely, there are options available within the subpage. Yeah, subpages, code forms, that's perfect. All right, moving on. Thank you who responded. Thank you so much. Last but not the least, our training guides are available on our El Condado site. So after this webinar, we are going to send you guys a link to the El Condado site and the how-to training guides. It's very elaborate, and we have a step-by-step, how to on various content types and accordions and all the field types. So you can actually access that on our model site. Last but not the least, questions. Do we have any questions? Let's see. Any questions, you can put it in the chat. No, none.
That's a good question. Will these webinar trainings end up on the El Condado site? Kieran, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we could put these
Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, thank you,
as part of the
Lester. Yeah.
how-tos. We could include these
Yeah,
videos.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. How do you create anchor links? So, oh yes, I'm sorry, I think I forgot that. And if a media has been accidentally replaced, can it be recovered? Unfortunately not. I think once it's replaced, it cannot be recovered. Can you restore a deleted page? Again, unfortunately not. I think once it's deleted, I'm not sure. Peter, I don't think we can, right? We cannot recover
In general, if you
deleted page.
delete anything, it is deleted, like hard deleted. But we do have a stage site. So if you get back to us within a couple of days, more than likely we can actually pull it from the stage site and put it back on your live site. The stage site or the live site is overwrites the stage site every Wednesday. So that is a backup. Also, depending on how it goes and how old it is, sometimes we can find deleted content on the Wayback Machine. So that's also an option. But I mean, it's risky. We've been lucky up to this point where anything that's been deleted, we've always been able to recover it. But yeah, it is iffy.
Yeah,
Best to not
exactly.
delete unless you really need to.
I'm going to quickly show how to do anchor links. So what you have to do is, say, for example, you want to, I don't know, you want to say heading 3, you want to set it as anchor link. You go to a link and you say it as hash, say, for example, link 1. And I'm going to copy just the link 1 and I'm going to save it. So I know this is my from part. And say, for example, I want to go and link it to an accordion, right? So accordion 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the text where I want this accordion because I want this accordion to be open. And there is a flag here which says anchor. I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to add link 1 as the name. Say OK. And then I'm going to save it. So when you go to the page and you click on heading, it should take you to see. I mean, I'm not sure if it was visible very prominently, but it did go to accordion 2, right? So this is how it's going to, and it's going to open it for you guys. So all you have to do is go. So you can do that within the body field. You can do it within the accordion and the body field. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for cards, and I do not believe for action lists. It doesn't. But it can go within the body field and accordions for sure. Can anchor links be tied to specific accordion items? Yes, I just showcased it. I hope that answered your question. All right. Any Drupal books you can recommend? Oh, Paul, I'm so sorry. No, I don't know. I just go to the Drupal.org if I need more information. But I don't. Peter, do you have any recommendations for Drupal? I don't.
Sometimes you can just check YouTube, but maybe, I mean, our Drupal instance is a lot of it is customized, so you might have to just reach out to us.
So, Kira, hi. Is it best practice to add and update documents through the media library instead of directly on a page? There is no preference as such, but if you're going through media library, you can replace it. You can replace the document through media library. That's the only difference I see between adding a media through at the page level or at media library. So I would actually recommend if you have a lot of documents to upload to go through media library. But honestly, yeah, I don't think there's a huge difference between the two. Peter, do you have any other thoughts? Is it best practices to add documents through media library?
My thought is that if you are replacing a currently existing media item, then I would go to the media library and replace it. Otherwise, it's generally easier just to upload onto the page level.
Yeah. Any other questions? Peter mentioned this is a custom Drupal build. Is there a limit to what we can do with the source code option? I have mixed results where my changes. Yeah, I don't think it takes a lot of, it does have some limitations. Peter,
Yeah, if you're
do you want?
in the body field and putting in code, sometimes it is going to strip out your code. Not always, but it's kind of designed that way just to have guardrails around the look and to preserve the look and the feel of the sites across the platform. Although it can be annoying, and we are aware of that.
I know. I know. We've tried ourselves, and I know that it kind of strips out a lot of things.
Yeah, sometimes we get annoyed by it too.
Yeah. Any other questions? I know we are at the top of the hour, and we have just a minute before side question. I was not an original recipient of the talk, can I be added to the future list? Would you, Ronan, would you mind adding yourself to Web Network? Because that's where we got all our contact list. So there is a Web Network listserv. Is it webnetwork@listserv.com, right, Mira?
Yeah.
.org. Yeah.
And we should double check this email list with that list, and we can just add folks.
Add it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a note to do that this week, or maybe next week.
Okay, sounds good. I hope this presentation was useful for you guys, and I hope you would be doing a lot of content editing, and will be hopefully it was easier, gets a little bit more easier for you guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.